How's everybody doing today? It is March 15th, 2021. About 1 o'clock here in Michigan. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to start here. I'll have a couple videos out today, but we're going to start here just because I want to kind of back up. It's only one day, but I want to back up and cover this. I saw it yesterday, but didn't have the time to get the video out. You know, look at this. 65-year-old Texas woman tackled and arrested for refusing to mask a day after Abbott lifted the mandate. You know, and I'm seeing a lot of these types of stories. And this is the whole thing, how they're going to show you. They're going to say, oh, it doesn't matter what, you know, the mandate is. Oh, just because we say you don't have to have it doesn't mean we're not going to still try to force you to do it, right? Like I told you, these people are not going to relinquish this power. You know, this is all a battle of good versus evil like we've talked about, all right? And if you don't think that they are trying to show you and put it in your face, check this commercial out.
The beast cometh. Are you ready? Get the all-new 2021 Ford F-150 with $85.80 in total value plus $1,000 Ford credit bonus cash and no payments for 90 days. Only at your local Northwest Ford dealer.
Do you see what I'm talking about? The beast is here. I've shown you stuff like this before that I've caught, you know, and it's not going to change. They love to throw it in our face. You know, that's why I'm always telling you, it's not that I'm smarter than the next person. Yeah, I might do some research and be able to find some things, you know, but mostly it's just because, you know, God allows me to see it, and they love to throw it in our face. So if you just kind of pay attention, you know, hack these headlines, hack these articles, you can do it, okay? Let's read it, though. Early on in the pandemic lockdowns, it was sadly an all too familiar scene to see people getting arrested over standoffs that ensued when patrons of businesses refused to wear a mask. But in Texas, despite Governor Greg Abbott having lifted the mask mandate and opened the state back up 100%, it's still happening, apparently. The mask mandate was lifted statewide on March 10th, but the very next day on Thursday, a 65-year-old, that's the part that I didn't like, way too old for something like this to be happening to. It's so wrong to treat an elderly like that. You know, they say we're the ones that don't have the respect, right? We're the stupid ones that don't care about people, but they're doing this stuff, right? A 65-year-old Texas woman found herself being tackled to the ground by police after being told by a Galveston Bank of America branch to mask up. Abbott had left it up to businesses or any other premises or on private property to decide if they want to require masks or not. The Republican governor explained in his announcement earlier this month, if businesses don't feel safe opening, they should not be required to. Here's what happened when the woman in Galveston defied the bank's mask order on Thursday. Let's get rid of this. It says, Galveston police were called to the scene after the woman refused to conform. Look at this. Refuse to conform. You feel all the talking and what they're showing you, what they're telling us, right? You better listen to us, right? Fear us, fear us, fear us, right? Yeah, always. It says, when asked by bank staff, after which an officer body cam video caught the intense exchange. Here, I'll play a minute of this. Let's see if we can get it on here without, getting a copyright for copying some of this stuff. But let's just check it out. It's a long thing. We're not going to watch 4 minutes and 20 seconds, so let me jump ahead. Bear with me for just a minute. We'll get to something where it gets a little interesting, right?
Do I look like I'm kidding?
Well, I don't know. Because
Let's go walk outside.
you've got some issues.
I've got issues.
That you're taking away people's human rights.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's go
now
outside.
if you're
Let's go
going to
outside.
shoot me, people, if
No.
you're going to shoot me for trying not to breathe.
Must have pulled his gun out.
Dude,
Don't do that.
Oh, he's got handcuffs out.
do not touch me.
She was walking towards the door, so why did he have to grab her?
It's getting handcuffed here.
I cannot believe that. Let's go back. Sorry. I gotta go back. Because does she not start walking towards the door?
To breathe?
Right?
Come on, dude.
Don't do that.
Oh, she resisted because as he told her to walk outside, she starts to do that. And then when she pulls away, you know.
It's getting handcuffed here.
Wow. Let's jump a little bit ahead.
Oh, you are not
Wow.
not relaxed at all.
This is what is happening.
Wow, what a bunch of sheep.
She said, what a bunch of sheep. I love it.
Oh, I'm filming it.
This is like
That is the best.
Stand up. Stand up.
All right. Yeah, I can't play too. You know what I mean? They're gonna. But that was the best. She says, "What a bunch of sheep." That's such the truth, right? Oh man. She says, "Ma'am, if they ask you to leave, you have to leave." The officer says. She says, "My money is in the bank, and I'm gonna take it out." Well, then you have to abide by the rules. In many cases, Texans in the few days since the mask requirement was lifted have been flaunting the social distancing measures and mask-up restrictions of private businesses while citing Governor Abbott's order. See, this is why I told you, don't fall for this, right? Remember when he started saying, when they're all opening back up, they're all taking away the mask mandate. It doesn't matter. They're doing this stuff because they know what's going to happen. Stuff like this is going to happen, which does what? Divides us. Look at what that did. That was a perfect instance right there that showed you how it caused division. Right? How it causes chaos, order out of chaos, division, okay? That's all tied into this. Like, don't just think, oh, it's great news because they're opening back up. They took away the mask mandates, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but it's all set up for a reason. They didn't do it because they care about you or because they thought you were safe. Get that out of your head. It's either, okay, well, we know they're going to react this way or they're going to react this way. Let's test them. Let's see what they do here. Let's see what they do there. And then they're going to do what they do after that. Study it. And then after that, what? They make their next move, okay? It says, this has led to continued encounters like the one in the police video cam. Businesses have the right to refuse service even if you aren't wearing a mask. The officer explains, you need to go and get a mask and then take your money out. She continues to protest and the officer tells her, we're going to have to do this the easy way or the hard way. I think they got to come up with something new. What are you going to do, arrest me? She replies. She says, yes, for intruding on premises, he says. After some back and forth, the officer adds, this is not a public place. This is a private business. The elderly woman then cried out, hoping the other customers would come back to her defense. Back up. An old lady is getting arrested here. She later recounted in an interview at Fox 26 Houston that she was simply there to close her account, that she couldn't enter the drive-thru because she was driving a large vehicle. I think she said she was driving a rig, so I don't know if she meant a semi or maybe an RV, one of the two. Ma'am, you have to leave. The bank staff told her upon entering. I just want to close my account. I'm going to get my money out, then I'll leave. I can't go through the drive-thru. I'm pulling the rig. Yeah, see, so I'm guessing that that's one of those two things. Wow, not wearing a mask. This is what they do to you, she later heard exclaiming in the parking lot while handcuffed as police backup arrives. They needed backup for a 65-year-old lady. Wow. The woman, identified in multiple reports as Terry White, later calls the other customers in the bank who appear to be supportive of the officer's move to arrest her as a bunch of sheep. Awesome. We'll give them a round of applause, right? Because, I mean, that's amazing. I love that part. Police issue an arrest warrant based on trespassing, giving the bank had asked her to leave over the mask compliance issue. I'm always telling you to stand up for your rights, fight for your rights, but when it came to this point, she went too far, okay? If this is a legitimate story, it has a better chance of being, I mean, we have a video and everything else, but if it's a 100% legitimate story, she needed to, at the point where it gets this point, just back down. It's just not worth it because all you're going to do is hurt yourself, right? You can fight for your rights standing up, but you can't do nothing if you're in jail, right? It's just not worth it. So do it to the point where you can make your statement. Then, once you've had everything good, put the mask on, take your money out, and never go back into that place. And that's how you know what I mean? You can win in your own right. It's not worth going this far. At least not to me. I mean, I have a son. I don't know if she had children or what, if she's just working. But I mean, think about it. That's what she was working if she was driving a semi or even if she was driving an RV. Either way, that's getting impounded now. Okay? You're going to have to deal with all that money. You're going to have to deal with court costs, courts this. It's just not worth it. They just beat you. Look what they did right here. Look what they did. How much money are they going to make off of this? Right? The impound fees, all the court fees, court costs, lawyer costs. Oh, man. A lot of money that's being made off of this, all because of a LIE with exclamation points. Okay? Everybody, we'll end this here. I'm going to leave this one at this. I hope everybody's doing great. If you haven't subscribed to the backups, please go and do it. ErikSeesAll 2. Over on BitChute, it's ErikSeesAll. I'm going to be I'm also doing it on Twitter now. It's, very small, hardly any followers, but I'm going to start. You got to start somewhere. So I'm going to try to start putting on other platforms just in case we keep losing other ones, So I'm going to do my best to do that, but just like I told you, I'm going to have at least one video a day, which, as you've seen the last, 5 days, I've done at least one, if not 2 or 3. So we'll just keep doing that as long as we can, all right? Continue to pray against all this. Continue to protect your family. And just remember, it's a battle of good versus evil. So you need to be making sure that you are good in your faith so that you know that you are ready to battle against this evil. I love you all. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.